Now, DiJonai Carrington couldn't keep her hands clean either. Would stand out of headlines on the internet. She was always in headlines, punching players in the eye. And then we have to remember, she nearly injured Paige. Like, everybody forgot about that. Y'all remember when she nearly injured Paige, nearly took her whole knee out? Like, we got to remember all of those things transpired during this basketball season, man. I'm here to tell you, they made it their business to get rid of her.
What do you call a player so dangerous that referees need bodyguards? DiJonai Carrington. The Dallas Wings just dumped their most controversial star in a blockbuster trade, and the entire WNBA is breathing easier tonight. This is the same athlete who gave Caitlin Clark a black eye during playoffs, hospitalized her own teammate while attacking opponents, and forced officials to call arena security mid-game. With 4 flagrant fouls in just weeks, Dallas finally admitted what fans knew all along.
Was it a flagrant 1? Yes. Could it have been called a flagrant 2? Yes. Was it more dangerous to Paige Bueckers than anyone else? Because Paige Bueckers was the one who was the person who had to break Jessica Shepard's fall. Could she have blown out her teammate's knee? Yeah. Yeah. Like, that is what, like, realistically, that is what the conversation should be about. Because she wanted the Kiki Area fan viral meme. Because as soon as she did it, look at what she does as soon as she did it. As soon as she did it, she walks toward Jessica Shepard and just tries to do a Kiki Area fan.
Some talent isn't worth the carnage. If you're tired of reckless play ruining women's basketball, smash that like button. It's time the league heard our voice. Let's revisit the moment that ignited Carrington's downfall. Game 3 of the 2024 playoffs. Indiana superstar Caitlin Clark rises for a routine jumper when Dallas defender closes in. What unfolded wasn't competitive defense. It was a violation of basketball's core principles.
As everyone else has seen this angle, I'm calling her in, and I'm saying to her, I need answers.
Replays showed Carrington's hand making forceful contact with Clark's eye area, an unnatural motion completely detached from ball pursuit. The impact sent Clark crumpling to the floor in visible distress, clutching her face as medical staff rushed over. The aftermath revealed a significant facial injury, requiring Clark's benching, overshadowing a critical playoff game. During post-game interviews, Carrington's claim of unawareness, "I didn't feel contact," contradicted broadcast angles viewed by millions. Fan outrage exploded across social media, with one widely shared comment noting, "When contact consistently targets vulnerable areas, it crosses from physical play into dangerous territory."
Went and kind of swatted at Caitlin. Did you intend to hit her in the eye? And if so, could you just, or if not, either way, could you talk about what happened on that play?
I don't even know why I would intend to hit anybody in the eye. That doesn't even make sense to me. But no, I didn't. I didn't know I hit her, actually. I was trying to make a play on the ball, and I guess I followed through and I hit her. So obviously it's never intentional. That's not even like the type of player that I am.
This incident became the catalyst for league scrutiny, raising urgent questions about players' safety protocols. This pattern revealed Carrington's departure from traditional defensive play. Weeks later against Seattle, Skylar Diggins-Smith accelerated toward the basket on a clear fast break. Carrington's defensive rotation ended with her forearm striking Diggins-Smith's head during the shot contest, a clear non-basketball action. The arena fell silent as officials reviewed footage showing primary contact occurring well after ball release. Within moments, the play was upgraded to flagrant 1, validating widespread concerns. League insiders later disclosed this was part of a disturbing trend: 5 similar head/face contacts in just 11 games. Analysts noted these weren't accidental collisions, but avoidable actions where Carrington failed to control her momentum.
Let's watch it, and this will give us a couple of different angles.
Records of games. There's your tip. Diggins, who's still fast, gets down the floor, buries it, draws the foul, but is shaken up.
The incident sparked conversations about league discipline consistency, with Hall of Famer Sue Bird publicly questioning, when did protecting players become secondary to tolerating reckless play? Broadcasters adjusted camera angles to closely monitor Carrington's subsequent defensive engagements, a tacit acknowledgement of the heightened scrutiny. The true organizational turning point arrived when Carrington's own teammates became casualties. During a May matchup against Minnesota, Jessica Shepard's layup attempt drew an over-aggressive contest from Carrington. Her off-balance lunge resulted in incidental contact with Shepard's face, while simultaneously colliding with teammate Paige Bueckers' planted knee. Audio captured Bueckers' anguished reaction as medical staff stabilized her leg, a moment that visibly shook both benches.
Ball's being pushed down court. Whoa. Yeah, I mean, this will be a better angle of it. I think we'll be able to see how hard the foul is right here. That's a hard foul, and she does get her in the face when she's coming down.
Officials assess a flagrant 2 after review, highlighting the play's excessive nature. While Bueckers underwent urgent medical evaluation, cameras showed Carrington interacting casually with courtside attendees, creating a stark contrast that fueled internal tensions. Teammates later described fractured trust within the locker room, with one anonymous player telling reporters, "You shouldn't fear for your safety during teammate contact drills." This incident forced management to confront Carrington's impact on team culture, with coaching staff implementing new practice protocols to minimize collision risks.
She basically reached around Shepard's body, but the fact that she went for the basketball and for the block really...
The basketball play.
Yeah, it is. And she ends up getting Shepard in the face, the nose. I don't know which takes precedent. Oh, see, it's the hit the ball and then it's the pull back. They're showing it on the Jumbotron at a different angle that sort of looked like, watch after Carrington goes for the block, watch her pull back right here. And that's the part that I don't know if you separate that.
The breaking point unfolded in Chicago when Carrington approached referee Roy Gobian postgame. Multiple witnesses described an intense, prolonged exchange where Carrington refused to disengage despite repeated official signals to end the conversation.
Check this out right here. Yeah, you see this guy right here? Right in this Gentile area? You see this guy? The ref asked this dude to step out here. All right? Now, Cheryl Swoops wants this referee fired. She wants him fired. Look, he felt something. He felt something was amiss. Of course, Cheryl Swoops is defending DiJonai.
Gobian's subsequent request for arena security marked a league first, a response reserved for situations where officials perceive physical safety concerns. Security personnel quickly established a buffer zone as Carrington continued vocal objections. Her social media characterization of the interaction as civil discourse was contradicted by credentialed journalists on site, with one noting the tension was palpable enough that nearby staffers positioned themselves defensively. This watershed moment prompted immediate league review, with veteran official Lauren Holtkamp later stating, "When referees require protection from players, the entire officiating ecosystem is compromised."
WNBA player who tried to rip Caitlin Clark's eye out. Zach Dean over at Outkick. Hilarious. They tried to rip Caitlin Clark's eye out, has security called on her by ref. That's right. The referee had to call security on DiJonai Carrington. I can't say I'm surprised. I mean, hell, who wants to catch a stray eye gouge? A scoopage of the eyeball out, watching your eyeball roll across the floor because somebody's mad at one of your calls.
The incident accelerated Dallas front office discussions, with league sources confirming the security report became pivotal in trade deliberations. Media training sessions were mandated for all Wings players the following week. Dallas' exit strategy materialized as a franchise-altering trade. The Wings dealt Carrington to Minnesota for Diamond Miller, a former number 2 overall pick boasting elite 54% three-point accuracy, plus sharpshooter Carly Samuelson and Minnesota's 2027 second-round selection. This return represented significant value for a player facing potential suspension.
I'm sorry, you don't get to plow through somebody's back, almost injure a teammate, and then say, yeah. And then, claim that you've done nothing. You've done nothing. And people are stand on business. She's trying to laugh at it. I'm like, no, you're just Pat Bev. You're not Draymond. You're Pat Bev. Realistically, you're Pat Bev. That's it. And look, and I mean this when I say this. It was a dangerous play only for...
Miller's emotional farewell video to Minnesota fans notably omitted any reference to her replacement, while Wings supporters celebrated the next home game with signs reading, "Finally, pure basketball focus." Front office insiders revealed Dallas prioritized roster stability, with one executive noting, "We acquired 2 professionals who complement our core without ancillary distractions." Analysts highlighted Samuelson's career 39% three-point shooting as critical floor spacing for Dallas offensive schemes. The trade's timing, midway through a playoff push, signaled Dallas' urgency to reset team culture. Equipment staff humorously noted the medical kit saw significantly less use in subsequent practices.
Breaking Dallas Wings DiJonai Carrington has been traded to the Minnesota Lynx in exchange for Diamond Miller, Carly Samuelson, and Minnesota 2027 second-round pick. The team sources has confirmed that.
Minnesota's acquisition of Carrington stands as one of the most perplexing roster decisions in recent WNBA history. The conference-leading Lynx, 24-5, risked their championship-caliber season by importing a player accumulating 4 flagrant fouls in just 11 games, a rate of concerning incidents unseen in the league over the past decade. Coach Cheryl Reeve's public stance about redirecting competitive fire faced immediate skepticism from analysts who noted Carrington's pattern of on-court decisions contradicted Minnesota's culture of disciplined defense.
That's crazy, because last time we seen DiJonai Carrington interacting with Minnesota players, y'all remember this on Stud Buds, right? Listen.
Just watch your step.
Academy, go. I got this. Okay, well now we're even because your dog's shit and piss in our room.
Oh, wow.
We're even.
Hey, all right, one more thing. Hey, I love how direct you are.
That's Courtney. It's time to go.
Come on, bitch.
Just watch your step.
Academy,
So we all remember that, and that was quite funny.
Where the Lynx built their success through strategic positioning and team coordination, Carrington's approach prioritized unpredictable aggression that often crossed into reckless territory. This fundamental mismatch raised urgent questions about front office priorities, especially with playoff seeding hanging in the balance. The timing deepened concerns. Coming just 48 hours after All-Star forward Nafisa Collier's ankle injury, the trade appeared reactionary, yet Carrington's skill set offered no logical replacement for Collier's offensive production. Where Collier operates as a versatile scoring threat with elite efficiency near the basket, Carrington's career averages 6.8 points, 31% three-point shooting, revealed a player whose contributions couldn't offset Collier's absence. This misfit suggested Minnesota valued Carrington's perceived edge over tactical needs, gambling that her physical style could compensate for lost scoring. Anonymous Eastern Conference executives voiced unease. Introducing high-conflict elements during playoff preparation threatens the trust these players built through 30-plus games together.
DiJonai Carrington is clearly a dirty player. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And if Chin, what do you have going on in that mind of yours? Are you okay? DiJonai, are you okay? DiJonai, are you okay? Are you okay? DiJonai, are you okay? DiJonai, are you okay? Are you okay? Yes, DiJonai. Get it together, collect your thoughts, collect your emotions, because the last thing we need to see you is crash out.
Championship teams thrive on predictability, and this move inject the opposite. Behind the scenes, Minnesota scrambled to mitigate risks. Team psychologists reportedly doubled sessions on conflict resolution techniques, focusing on emotional regulation during high-pressure situations. Veterans like Kayla McBride and Courtney Williams initiated player-led meetings emphasizing accountability benchmarks, establishing clear standards for on-court conduct. Coaching staff redesigned defensive drills to emphasize controlled closeouts, aiming to curb Carrington's tendency for uncontrolled collisions. These adjustments signaled organizational awareness of the integration challenge, but historical precedent offered sobering context. League data shows no player with multiple flagrant 2 assessments has ever won a championship in the same season, with such additions typically shortening contenders' playoff runs by an average of 3.2 games due to suspensions and locker room friction. Fan reactions amplified the pressure. Season ticket holders expressed frustration on local sports radio, noting the trade contradicted Minnesota's win with integrity, branding. Social media analysis revealed a 17% spike in negative sentiment among Lynx supporters, with trending phrases like culture cost and desperation move. Sponsorship representatives quietly sought meetings with management, concerned about associating brands with Carrington's controversial reputation. Meanwhile, Sportsbooks reacted decisively. Minnesota's championship odds dropped from plus 180 to plus 350 overnight, reflecting industry consensus that the Lynx had compromised their title viability. One oddsmaker summarized, they traded chemistry for chaos at the worst possible moment. The math now favors teams with stable rosters. Strategic implications ran deeper. Minnesota's elite defense, first in opponent points per game, thrived on synchronized rotations, a system where one undisciplined defender could unravel entire schemes. Carrington's tendency to freelance off assignments risked creating exploitable gaps against playoff-caliber offenses. Offensively, her 23% turnover rate among wings threatened Minnesota's league-best ball security. Perhaps most critically, the move deprived the Lynx of Diamond Miller's development, a 24-year-old former number 2 pick whose three-point shooting, 54%, and switchable defense had blossomed within their system. Trading her for a short-term gamble signaled a jarring shift in roster-building philosophy. The human element proved equally complex. Teammates now faced balancing competitive support with self-preservation. During Carrington's first practice, multiple players wore protective goggles, an unspoken acknowledgement of past incidents targeting opponents' eye areas. Coaching staff assigned veteran Bridget Carlton as her accountability partner during film sessions, reviewing proper closeout techniques. Meanwhile, opponents began adjusting tactics. Seattle's next game plan intentionally attacked Carrington with off-ball screens, testing her discipline. These micro-reactions revealed how her presence alone altered competitive dynamics before she logged a single minute. Long-term consequences loomed large. Should Carrington's conduct trigger suspensions, Minnesota lacks depth to absorb backcourt absences. Her $115,000 salary complicated future cap flexibility, limiting options to upgrade the front court. The traded 2027 second-round pick, while seemingly minor, represented future assets sacrificed for present turbulence. Crucially, the move risked alienating franchise cornerstone Collier, whose leadership prioritized culture fit. As one league insider observed, if this backfires, Minnesota didn't just jeopardize one season, they risked their identity. The Carrington trade transcends a routine player transaction, signaling a watershed moment in how WNBA franchises balance talent acquisition with cultural sustainability. Dallas' decision to move a former All-Star and reigning Most Improved player primarily due to behavioral concerns rather than statistical performance marks an unprecedented organizational stance. This establishes a powerful new calculus. Elite defensive prowess, Carrington's seatbelt reputation for locking down opponents, holds diminished value when offset by locker room turbulence and on-court safety risks. The Wings' immediate post-trade resurgence, 3 consecutive wins with Diamond Miller averaging 14 PPG, validates the front office's emphasis on cohesion. Miller's athleticism and efficiency, 43% FG, 54% 3 points in limited minutes, already demonstrates smoother integration alongside franchise cornerstone Paige Bueckers. The Minnesota paradox, short-term fix versus long-term identity. Minnesota's pursuit of Carrington reveals a high-wire act of championship contending teams. Despite holding the WNBA's best record, 24-5, and top-ranked defense, 95.1 defensive rating, the Lynx prioritize adding a volatile element to their meticulously constructed system. This gamble stems from 2 pressures. Injury-driven urgency. Nafisa Collier's ankle injury exposed Minnesota's thin wing depth, while Carrington doesn't replicate Collier's offensive output, 26.1 PPG. Her physicality theoretically offers defensive insurance in playoff matchups against stars like Breanna Stewart or Sabrina Ionescu. Win now tunnel vision. Coach Cheryl Reeve's history of maximizing reclamation projects, e.g. Sylvia fouls in 2015, fueled confidence she could reform Carrington. Yet, this ignores a critical distinction. Fouls sought stability, while Carrington arrives with 4 flagrant fouls in 11 games, and a documented pattern of on-court conflicts. The Lynx's concession of Diamond Miller, a former number 2 draft pick with untapped upside, reflects a sobering reality. Contenders deprioritize development for immediate reinforcement, even when that reinforcement carries reputational baggage. The ripple effect on league-wide roster strategy. Dallas trade accelerates 3 evolving trends in WNBA team building. Culture as currency. Front offices now explicitly factor locker room fit into asset valuation. Carrington's departure, following Alyssa Smith's earlier trade to Las Vegas, demonstrates Dallas GM Curt Miller's acknowledgement that his off-season defensive overhaul backfired culturally. As one analyst noted, the Wings effectively traded a headache for shooting, Samuelson's 39% career 3 points, and flexibility, 2027 draft capital. Expansion draft calculus, with Golden State's 2024 arrival setting precedent. Dallas strategically unloaded Carrington before deciding whom to protect. Miller's emergence gives the Wings cost-controlled talent to shield alongside Bueckers, reducing exposure risks for core players like Eric Ogunbo, veteran minimum market. Tierra McCowan's waiver alongside the trade highlights the declining value of traditional centers. Dallas prioritized guard/wing versatility, Miller's 6 feet 3 inches frame over McCowan's post presence, a league-wide shift toward positionless basketball, WNBPA's quiet victory, and the safety advocacy shift. While no formal statements emerged, player agents note the WNBPA privately views this trade as validation of years spent lobbying for behavioral accountability. Carrington's move, precipitated by referee security calls and teammate injuries, establishes that franchises can no longer dismiss dirty play as competitive fire. This aligns with recent efforts to standardize punishment for non-basketball physicality, though the union remains cautious about publicly vilifying players. The league office's non-intervention signals tacit approval, suggesting future disciplinary actions may escalate for similar conduct. Minnesota's high-stakes experiment, championship or chemistry meltdown. The Lynx's gamble could redefine their championship trajectory in 4 distinct ways. Defensive domination scenario. If Reeves successfully integrates Carrington as a backcourt enforcer, Minnesota pairs its elite system, first in assists FG%, with lockdown versatility. Her history of stifling stars, e.g., 2023 All-Defensive selection, complements Collier's rim protection. Collision core scenario. Carrington's tendency for uncontrolled closeouts risks derailing Minnesota's carefully managed minutes. With Kayla McBride 2.2 SPG and Alana Smith 1.6 BPG already anchoring aggressive rotations, additional foul trouble could unravel their playoff execution. Expansion contagion effect. Should Carrington's conduct recur, the league may fast-track behavioral clauses in contracts. Such measures, currently rare, could let teams void deals for repeated flagrant fouls or off-court incidents. Legacy implications for Reeve. A successful rehab of Carrington cements Reeve's reputation as a culture whisperer. Failure undermines her authority amid Minnesota's ownership transition to Alex Rodriguez and Mark Lore, who prioritize sustainable success. The big picture. Player safety as a roster construction pillar. Dallas trade ultimately proves that talent versus trouble evaluations now tilt decisively toward cultural stability. The Wings' 8-21 record with Carrington wasn't solely due to her behavior, but her departure immediately unlocked better ball movement and trust. Miller's seamless adaptation, 9.5 PPG in 15-plus minute appearances, exemplifies low-friction talent utilization. Meanwhile, Minnesota's experiment tests whether elite systems can neutralize individual volatility. As the 2025 playoffs approach, the league watches whether Carrington becomes Minnesota's defensive X-factor or the catalyst that fractures a championship-caliber core. Either outcome will reshape how franchises weigh edge against endangerment, proving that in today's WNBA, culture isn't just part of the game, it's the foundation of winning. The real winner? The WNBA's future. For years, fans argued the league excused reckless play as physicality. Carrington's departure signals franchises now prioritize safety over chaos. Dallas front office made the tough choice every team should note. No talent justifies risking opponents, teammates, or officials. As the Wings soar with their new roster, Minnesota faces a defining question. Do they acquire a defender or a time bomb?